Hey, what's going on, man?
Alright.
How's your day?
Typical day in fencing.
Why do you say that?
Oh, man. Can't please a lot of people in fence, let me just say that.
Why are you trying to please people, dude?
You try, because it's about service, right? Like,
All right. Well,
you know.
hey.
But I don't have a magic wand. Like, today was a long day. Apparently GPS should be dictating where trucks are and people don't want to answer.
Why? What happened?
Man,
That doesn't matter.
you know.
So,
Anyway.
another day,
Anyway,
another dollar.
Yep. Yeah, definitely not
So-
a dollar, more a penny, but whatever.
Well, hey, it is what it is. One of the famous fence sayings ever. When crap gets hard, when crap's wrong, you're like, it's what
It's
it is.
just crap then at that point.
It's what it is. So, all right. Hey, thanks everyone for coming out. For going ahead and just coming to hang out with us. This is just a conversation. The end post, you know.
Let me ask you. So, us two idiots, you know, we're going to look at the camera and look at each other. It's going to be an interesting moment. As you can see, we're no frills. We got, you know, good old paper. What is this? Polystyrene foam cups with monsters in it. And by the way, just so everyone knows, it's about 5:30 in the afternoon in California. It's definitely not sunny. And we're drinking Monsters, and he's drinking a Red Bull.
It's been a long day. You know, we're all just trying to make a buck. And, well, we're doing the End Post podcast.
So, just to get some history, so me and Abe, we've been talking for what, about 8 months? Maybe even a little bit longer.
Thereabouts.
And everything that we've been talking about has been about, because we're two fencing idiots. I'm more the idiot. He's the smart guy. I'm the dumb guy. But we sort of been talking on and off.
Yeah.
And we really, both of us, just sort of one night, right? We just said, hey, why don't we do something? Because we talk about it all the time.
Well, no,
And-
we're just talking about fence. We're talking about what's going on in our lives.
Yep.
And, you know, if we could bring that conversation and have it more... I don't know. There's not enough time in the day.
So, like, we're out, so to cut a long story short, you know, we were sitting
you
around.
came to the wrong place for that.
I know. Well, that's for sure, people. But to cut a long story short, we're sitting around and we were both talking, and then we sort of come down with this idea that, right, we're two different people from two different sides of the fence, right? No pun intended, which you'll hear a lot about that as we go through these series of podcasts. But the birth of...
What other fence podcasts are there?
So, let's be straight. There's some really good ones out there. And there's probably more and more being developed. You know, My Life.
That's the one with Dan, right?
My Fence Life.
Blanc?
With Dan Blanc. Yep,
Okay.
that's a good one.
I've seen that before.
And then The Fence Expert with Joe Everest. Yep.
Yeah. I've been seeing it on my LinkedIn thing.
Yep.
Yeah, he's always posting.
Yep. And then The Fence Industry by, I think, Dan Wheeler. Is his name. So these guys are doing great jobs, and we're really not about that, right?
So why are we doing... dude, they already got like 3, 4, 5 of these things going on. Why are we doing one?
Yeah, that's... my wife asked me the same question.
She asks you a lot of questions.
Yeah, she does. She doesn't understand what I'm saying half the time being Australian, right? So
It's the accent.
yeah, it is. And it's not because I'm a good-looking man by any means. It's like, hey, huh? But I think, you know, the reason we're starting this podcast, and let's just be honest, Abe, your brainchild was the name of it, right? It was and why? Talk to me a bit about that.
It looks, if anyone really pays attention, and if you're ever going to try to contact us on this podcast or vodcast or whatever this is, it only has one E. So it's...
And I can't spell, and I noticed that.
Then D Post podcast. It just... The reason why is I try to go get the domain name on the internet.
Yep.
And the End Post was already taken with 2 E's, so I was like, all right, well, how about if I just spell it wrong and there you go. But it sort of makes sense because in fencing, when you start with your end post, so it's weird. You
We're
have
really
end
weird,
post-
right? Our
Yeah.
industry, right?
Dude,
You start at the
we
end, not
got
at the
water
beginning,
pipe.
yeah.
Everyone, okay, if we're talking about Schedule 40 or any type of pipe, we use the outside. We're the only industry that uses the outside. Everybody else uses the inside of pipe. So that's why we got some, you call 2 inch pipe, it's 2 3/8. You got 2.5 inch, 3 inch, 3.5. It's dumb. I mean, it's made to confuse. I don't know. Uh, as a supplier, what do you think about that?
Oh, don't even start. Like, we've got the same panel named 5 different ways. Apparently, it's illegal to have the same name as its others, but it's the same fence. So, and then, hang on.
I don't even know any of these names.
Well, and let me understand.
I've been doing this
Knuckle.
20 years. I don't even know those darn names.
So, in certain zip codes, you can't call it knuckle twist or twist. You got to call it knuckle barb or barb. I'm like,
it's even
man, can we
to,
just keep
like,
it simple?
chain link. I thought we were talking about ornamental because that's
Mate, it's on everything.
No.
Everything. We've got the one thing that cracks me up about our industry. We're not allowed to call it the same, and
it's
we've
the
all
same
got.
thing. It's a commodity.
It is what it is, right? It's the funny part of our industry. And look, guys out there and ladies out there, look, the reason we started this podcast was there's a lot of good podcasts out there, right? And we're not here to try and compete with them because they're doing a great job.
Okay,
All the guys
so
we've
we're
mentioned.
not competing. Period.
No. So what makes us a little different is we're a little unique.
But why watch us? Why?
Because you got an Aussie, man. That's just straight up the bat.
This guy with his accent,
Hey,
he thinks.
g'day,
he's just-
mate. Come on.
You know what? Whenever I go out and I'm not with Sasha, and we've been out a couple times where we're just out there sharing life, they say, "Hey, where's your Australian friend?"
That's right.
And I'm
That's
like,
right.
God,
Unique.
Hi, chopped liver? Yeah, that's me. So, but everyone has their niche. Everyone has their thing, and we got Mr. Australian here. There's a few more Australians in the industry, but we can leave them for
Yeah,
later.
no, they're not important. This is the only one that's
Oh.
important. Nah, all jokes. Hey,
Anyways,
all
anyways.
jokes aside, I think.
So, but why watch us?
So look, I don't. No, why? It's a good question, right? Because you can watch whatever you want. I think if you're in fencing, and what we want to show you is we want to give the broad perspective of information. Because there's truly, when you laugh at it, and again, we're going to say no. If you want to do a drinking game out there, every time I say no pun intended, you should have a drink. Because I'm going to say it a lot through this whole series. I think we should start a drinking game with no pun intended. Right.
Okay.
But why I
that's a
say
little
that
one.
is because I think the reason that we started this podcast was because as a fence has two sides,
Okay.
So we do.
We talked a little bit. I was saying that, my reasoning behind even, this is our brainchild. We came up with it. It's one of those things where it's like it just happened organically because perspective. Like I don't even, call it empathy, call it whatever, but it's trying to understand what the other person or the other side is doing because we're symbiotic. We're attached. If we don't sell fences as, construction, you can't sell me fences. So, we need each other, but at the end of the day, we're all doing the same
so
thing.
for those that don't know us, which is probably a lot of people, and they don't want to know
Sasha,
us, right?
introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
So let's get that out of the way, right? So
What's your background?
So my background is I'm on the supply side, and
Were you always on the supply
no,
side?
I wasn't, and I think the again the no pun intended. You have a drink, please take a drink.
No,
So
please.
it's going to happen.
stop
I'm
that.
telling
Come
you,
on.
that is anybody out there that's watching.
Okay.
You hear that?
We're
have
gonna
a
let 'em
drink.
have this.
You can
Okay,
have
guys?
water too.
We're
Just
gonna-
have a drink.
We're gonna let them have this.
Yeah, please come on. Don't take that away from me. But no pun intended. Again, have a drink. I started off in fencing on the contractor side, and I got introduced to fencing.
Was that in America?
It was in Australia. And so the cool thing is, I tell everyone, fence is a fence. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're on.
Okay, so we're talking about your history. So let's go. So
Yeah. So look, just to cut it short, it's not important, but you know, for stumbling into to me, again, no pun intended. Have another drink. There's sort of two people in fencing, and anyone out there, correct us if we're wrong. You're either born in fencing or you fall into fencing, but either way you're trapped. Like Abe just said, it's like a bit of a death sentence.
yeah, but
in a good way.
Trapped. I mean, dude, this is.
That's true.
I never knew this.
It's a good industry. I love it.
It's
I love
the
it.
best industry.
Me too.
I've spent
Yep.
20 years here,
Yep.
and when I first got we're finishing what you are first.
Oh, we're never
'Cause I
going
want to talk about myself.
So just remember, this is meant to be a 25-minute podcast. It's going to go for hours if we don't cut it off.
No.
So, okay, quickly, supply side now,
Hey,
and
we'll just go ahead and pause.
can you let me finish now?
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
see what I'm saying? Like, dude.
Go for it.
So-
Go for it. My bad.
So here we are, supply side. Seen this side of the fence because from a supply perspective, we cannot survive without the fence contractor going out there and getting work. Right? That's how I look at it. And my lesson in the industry, which we're going to go over the whole series of the End podcast, is we're going to discuss a lot about the supply side from my end and how we need to realize that we can't survive without contractors, fence people digging holes, people going out there and doing their job, and we're not supporting them. So, cut a long story short, I'm on the supply side, and I have been for about now, I think nearly 7 to 8 years in America. Talk to me about yourself, Abe.
Yeah, I fell into this. It was one of those things where, back in the day, I thought, I was gonna go into law enforcement, like truthfully. And then
Have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
Law enforcement. You're
No,
saying
I just wanted to
you want
drive
to tell
fast
me what
and
I'm going
not
to do?
get any tickets. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh,
drive
yeah.
fast and
He'd
then
be the most corrupt.
No,
law
no,
person
no,
out.
no.
Come on, please.
Come on, man. Look at this guy. Anyways, when I got my first job at a fence company, I mean, it still is one of the biggest fence companies there is, union, and they gave me a shot. But when I first got in there, I was like, hey, I didn't know anything about it. I was actually welcomed in, and they, yeah. You gotta get to know me a little more before I share with
Alright.
you a little bit about that. Anyway, started over at Crown Fence. Just had a great time over there. Started another company with some fam. And then, you know what? I'm over here. And it's one of the best things. Fence has provided every single step of the way. So I got nothing but love for this thing. And what I want to see, and hopefully we can do it through this. I don't have enough time in my day. But dude, if it's proselytization or if it's spreading the gospel of fence.
Well, hang on. Let's
Yeah,
just rewind.
yeah.
What was that word?
Prophets.
Dude,
I don't know.
I'm a
I don't know,
fencing
man.
guy. Does anyone
It's like-
understand what
like
he just
15
said?
letters,
Please.
I think.
Where's the dictionary?
By a
Where's
vowel.
the thesaurus?
By a vowel. Anyways,
Californians, mate. What can I say?
all right, moving on. Moving on. Okay, we talked about a little bit about our history. You've been in it for 8 plus
In
9,
a state, probably
but
altogether
in-
about 15 years.
15 years. I got 20 years, and it's a wild ride. It's the best.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
So anyway, so moving on from that, you'll get to know us too more and more as the series goes on, and you'll be hearing stuff you probably don't want to hear, but we'll all have a laugh together. I think the big thing that we've been talking about again is, no pun intended, have a drink,
No.
is contractor versus supplier. and that
Like
relationship.
versus?
Well, maybe not versus. I'm probably wording it wrong, but I think where we're at right now, and I think this is sort of why we've started this podcast. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Abe. We're not going to be no holds bar. This podcast is going to be
why you're doing this and why I'm doing this.
to maybe two different reasons, right?
Well,
That's why.
they're aligned, but
Yeah.
we both come from different places,
Yep.
and we both have some radical perspectives because we've seen a lot in our years.
So let me ask you this, Abe. Where is our industry at the moment? Like your opinion, even though it doesn't mean a lot. Let's ask you.
Come on, man. Anyways,
What do you think?
our industry is at a turning point. I really believe that at this point in time, it's very well. I want to leave that for later, but it's a melting pot. Everyone's getting swirled up in it, but okay. I'm just gonna say it. Our industry's fractured.
So when I think of fracture, and we've been talking a lot, and now we're getting to sort of our passion. And again, it's like I like what you said. We've got two different perspectives, and both different. They're not the same. But I really agree that I feel like our industry is fractured. And when I think of the word fracture, I think of breaks, little break. It's all just it's sort of cracking, and then does this piece fall off over here, and you try to put it doesn't. So the industry right now, when you say
strong.
fractured,
It's strong.
right? Okay.
But it's fractured.
So talk to me. What is that sort of?
Okay, so we're all on. Okay, California is a very, very aggressive market. You have to be on your game all the time. They don't. When a customer calls, they already are like, "Why aren't you here?" And it's like, dude, you didn't call me. How can I be there? What's going on? So, anyways,
But if that's the way, so if California treats contractors like that,
how
does it get-
We treat suppliers
Right.
horribly.
did you
Please,
hear that?
Please,
Thank
please.
you.
Expand on that, sir.
Fencing contractors love us as we need to love. Yeah.
Expand on how we treat you bad.
Oh, look, I don't think it's bad, right? I think that as a whole, and I really want to hear everyone's opinion out there, because me and Abe are going to talk a lot about our own opinions, and we know that saying. Everyone, so
yeah.
let's not get into that.
Everyone's got one.
We're still working out, is this a PG podcast? Is it M15? I think it's going to go PG to R at some point, so please forgive us. There will probably have to be some editing going forward, but I don't know. I think
No,
that...
I want to give it to him raw.
No, you don't. No, you don't. So, look,
All right.
I don't know. I think what we're so passionate about on different levels and why we're starting this is we really want to share our experiences, both...
Why do you want to share your experience?
Because I think knowledge sets people free. And
Wait,
without
wait.
knowledge,
So are
or
you
information,
saying, but
information.
Are you saying that we don't share information as an industry?
And I think the word fractured, as we sort of discuss it over these series, that's a very valid point. Because I believe we do not share information. I believe...
But why don't we?
I don't know. You have to tell me from your perspective. I can tell you from mine.
From a supplier side.
We're so scared to work together. Like, we feel that, hey, I'm Joe Blow's supplier, and we're not going to mention that it's not about name calling, it's just about where we're at. That, you've got to go over here and sell, you've got to go over there and sell, you can't sell to this guy, I'm like, come on, dude.
Really?
We're in the business of selling fence. As a supplier, it's not even my job about selling fence. I'm here to support the contractor, the fence installer, the person digging a hole. And I think we need to define that word, fence installer, fence contractor.
Wait. So, a fence installer is someone who has a license that goes ahead, digs a hole, has the... Wait. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's all kinds of fence installers, right?
That's my point. And I think you asked me from a supply side why we're fractured, because we have been conditioned as suppliers.
Conditioned?
I believe
Brainwashed?
conditioned, not brainwashed. This isn't communism. We're not got this little probes.
No,
So-
not touching any of that.
Hey, we are irrelevant, provocative. Anyway, so irreverent, I should have said, not irrelevant. But no, my point is that we're conditioned, not brain conditioned, because this country is such a blessed country, right? It's a country that me being not born and bred in America, the one thing I love about this country is that when you start a business here, like, just go do it. There's no restrictions. It's like, this is a land of opportunity. Well, there's always restrictions. You can't go and just, but you know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's a really...
in California, maybe
Nah.
Arizona, maybe Texas.
No, California's still different. Like Australia, you can't just go and start a business.
Gotcha.
It takes, you got to go through all this paperwork and legalities and educations and all of this nonsense. But one thing I love about this country is it is truly a land of opportunity.
Okay.
So where we're at, well, I believe on the supply side we're fractured, is because we've forgotten that. We've forgotten that what is wrong with you turning up with, you might not even have post hole diggers, mate. Come on.
Okay.
You might just have a shovel, but I need a fence.
Let's talk about entry into the industry. What do you need to get into our industry as an installer?
Well, that you need to answer that. I can't answer that.
Yeah, you can. You did this.
But not from that perspective.
Dude, I've always worked at commercial industrial. I don't know. I touched on a little residential, but that was never really a part of my upbringing. So
to me, it's simple. If I want to start a business and we're going to talk about fencing, I need to be able to get fencing material. Simple as that. It doesn't matter chain link, it doesn't matter iron, it doesn't matter wood, PVC,
okay, but
aluminum.
in California, you need a C13. Where are you getting? If you don't have a C13, you're not buying from the fence suppliers.
Yeah.
Where are you buying?
You're
fence
going to
from?
Lowe's or Home Depot, or you're going or you're getting shunned on as a supplier for
shunned.
What? I can't think of any better
He
word.
wants to use another word, but PG.
It's PG-13 right now. So, no, I think if you look at it as a whole,
Get one F word.
no, we've got to get at least 3. There's got to be 3, right?
Okay. Anyways.
So, but no, honestly, I'm coming from that perspective, and you correct me if I'm wrong. We've defined who a fencing person is by a license. Yet in some states, and everyone out there, correct me if I'm wrong, in some states in America, you don't need a license to be a fencing contractor. So I'm not saying the license is bad, but if you're starting your business, and most people are starting their business are going to start with some sort of license, or what about so let me reverse it a little bit, and we can't spend a lot of time on it. This is the first episode. We could spend hours on this, but is a handyman who is doing Mrs. Jane's fence a fencing person or not?
Well, he's digging holes. He's setting posts.
So today he's a fencing person, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow he might be a carpenter, but today he's setting a fence, correct?
Okay, I'm sort of getting it. Like, so remember you talk about conditioning. My conditioning is that we're contractors. So over here where I'm currently at, we have some of the most stringent insurances that are available. And we have all of them. We have professional liability. We have, the standard workers' comp and all that different stuff. But we have pollution liability. We have, this is all stuff that you need if you're ever going to do design build work. Mm-hmm. If you're going to ever go to that next level. But, we're I'd almost say a Miss Metal, but I won't because I love fence. Anyways, so we're a specialty contractor, and there's different levels where you can go ahead and I still think that you're absolutely right.
Because let me ask you this question, and like I said, we can't spend a lot of time on it on this first show, and we'll lead into this because I think truly this is a passion of mine that I'm not going to let go. It's something that I've been dealing with for the last 2 years, and it's really something I'm passionate about. But hey, let me ask you an honest question. And you're in commercial, right? Like you've got a very successful commercial business, and you do some pretty amazing stuff out there. And I can't necessarily comment about you, but you
Shout
tell
out
me.
to merchants. They put me in the calendar 2 times this year.
There you go.
Thank you.
Well, who'd you pay for that?
I just do good
Oh,
work.
there you go.
No,
There you
no.
go.
Come
There you
on,
go.
man.
No, look.
Anyway, sorry.
And look, good shout out, right? So here's my thing. You tell me the majority of fencing people, when you do a job walk or you're going to bid a job, I mean, what's the feel like against your other fencing companies, You can't tell me
Okay,
there's
we're
not the
talking about
same.
the fracture over
Yes.
here
On
the
the- yes.
installation side.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, we're not doing rocket science. We're putting posts in the ground. We're doing the different things. Yes, we all have different ways of doing it, but at the end of the day, I really feel that we're all doing a disservice to each other because we're a part of the fence industry.
Mm-hmm.
We need to elevate ourselves to that next level. If we always let these general contractors or all these people turn us against each other,
Yeah.
then how are we ever going to actually make a dollar? And if I don't make a dollar, remember, we're all cyclical. Everything builds on everything else. So let's say GC, they're all competing now, bottom dollar, especially public works, which I don't do a lot of. It's a hard industry. Anyone that's in it, man, you have an uphill battle. You're awesome. But, working in fence, it's so easy to go ahead and just say, hey, we're going to get any job we want. And the only way you can do that is by being the bottom dollar every single time. But we race towards the bottom. Suppliers race towards the bottom too.
But I think that's the key, right? I think hopefully over these series and as we get our guests that come on, hopefully over these
We
series.
got guests?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, they didn't come because of me. So did they come because of you, or did they come?
I don't know. We'll figure that one out.
We bribe
Figure it out.
people. We're very, very good. No pun intended. Have a drink. Thank you. But so it's that old adage, did the chicken come before the egg? That's ridiculously nonsense, right? But it really is true because from the supply's perspective, we don't have a business without fence people. End of story. Like, it didn't come it doesn't come the other way. The supply wasn't born first. There was a need that came from you guys going out there, ladies and women, and selling fence to whoever it was. And then there was a supplier or suppliers. They were like, okay, I can help you. And then, okay, the supplier took it another level and maybe developed some products to help the industry, right? So at the end of the day, the big thing that we're the fracture that I think we're talking about that's very similar yet unique because it's coming from 2 different perspectives is that we are not comfortable playing in the same sandpit for whatever reason. Whether you're a residential person, commercial, whether you're a big supplier, an individual supplier, maybe you're weaving chain link or maybe you're doing pipe or we're fractured because we're pulling against ourselves, which is ultimately pulling against the industry.
Okay. So, can I just say this? Like, one of our bedrock items for the End Post podcast is going to be that we're doing this not only for ourselves, which we are, but we're doing this for others because we want to elevate the industry. We want everyone to make more money, to be better, to have more information, to go ahead and see it from other people's point of views, so that at the end of the day, do you work to live or live to work?
That's the debate right now. I'm trying to work out since you've known me, but no, it's true. You're right. And look, I'm on. Like, I'll be honest.
I love fence, but I don't do fence.
Look, to everybody out there, if I could tell anybody right now who's traveled, I traveled a bit through college, and it was what it was. But fencing is an amazing industry. Like, and I just want everyone to be clear. It's international. Like, it doesn't matter. You go to Australia, you know how to put up chain link. You go to Europe, you know how to put up chain link. You know how to put up iron. You know how to put up. You come here. It's like you can travel the world, and our industry is absolutely connected. It is not, hey, ASTM. No, it's connected. Pre-galv's pre-galv. Powder coating's powder coating. Primer's primer. GBW is galvanized. It's all the same.
Different though, so you have to know somebody to get into it, right?
No, I don't think so.
How can you break in if someone's not going to show you how to get here?
Well, that's the issue with the new generation, right? We need to start realizing
the internet. It tells us everything.
No, that's not. The internet can show you, but the internet's not going to give you physical experiences to explain to you. Oh, by the way, you touch that barbed wire, that razor ribbon is going to split your hand in half. Hey, how did you learn? I know how I learned.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, So it's like not just that. There's so much experience. Our industry is so amazing. We have some of the most amazing, talented people in it that I don't think we know that. Because I didn't know about fencing until I got into it and went, wow, look at these welders. Look at the installers of chain link.
I love talking to people who've been in fence for years. They got some of the most awesome stories, and sometimes we have OSHA over here in California. You understand why OSHA exists because of these people.
Yeah.
These people.
And we're going to have some fun stories.
Oh my gosh.
So let me ask, because we're going to wrap it up, because we're going to just get into it. And I know we've gone, like, guys, forgive us. It's the first episode. We're excited. We don't know where to begin. And have a look at this. The podcast is called what, eh?
Then the Post. No. It's called The End Post.
And I asked Dave, because it was his brainchild, and I said, hey, why? And
because I couldn't get the website.
Yeah, let's move on from that, but why?
But then it was like, wait. We're interconnected. The End Post, you start at the end to go ahead and build. This has to be the strongest part. The end post, the pull post, this is your foundation. This is what you build off of. If this is wrong, that whole line's wrong. So if this is wrong, guess what? You're not getting paid. Bye.
It's all about the money for you, mate. So no, that passion, and no jokes aside, that's the passion. Like, our industry is unique. Throw it out there. We've been mistreated. Like, we have been mistreated on all sorts of levels,
you know what?
which we'll discuss as we're going.
We're mistreated, but we have the tools to go ahead. Contracts work both ways.
Yep.
Not a lot of people understand this. Contracts work both ways. They protect us as much as they protect the GC, as much as they protect the customer. We are part of that contract, and a lot of the times it's so big and so convoluted that we read through it and we're just
lost.
We get ran over.
Mm.
And it's sad, but guys, we can go ahead. This is the information you're talking about, right?
Yep.
If we share this type of information, we're going to elevate the entire industry. I want everybody to make more money. Do you want to make more money?
Yes, sir.
I want to make more money, but not at the cost of giving subservice product or methods or installation or, insert whatever here. They're not paying prevailing wage, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. Did they really dig that? Look, it's a 12 by 36 and they only did a, 8 by 10. Now, I'm talking about footings if, you're not that hip to the industry.
And I think too, look, as we're again, we've got a lot to discuss and we're going to go through a lot. I think just to finish on a good note, but just to, before we finish up, just to round up what the End Podcast is about. It's about two idiots.
The End Post.
Sorry, the End Post podcast. And check this out. This is how funny this is going to be, because it's truly a conversation. Like, we don't have anything pretty,
Except for this.
Yeah, or him, right? But it is what we just wanted to be was two fencing idiots on two sides of the fence. No pun intended. Have a drink, and all we're doing is
why?
You see, he's like why. So
you know why I like hanging around with you, Sasha?
Because I'm good looking. That's why.
Well, no. That's another story. Anyways, we can ask the wife. I like hanging out with you because it's a conversation.
Right.
You know, at sometimes I'm wrong. I can't see the back of my head.
Yeah.
I need another person's perspective to understand what's going on. And if you don't have that in your life, find it. Because especially in what we do for a living, a lot of us are alone. We're all by ourselves. And this is what we don't want anymore. Let's get together. Let's band together.
Yep. And why can't we? And I think as we, again, I keep harping on us. I can't wait as these series go on, because it's awesome that we could finally kick it off. This has been a long process to get here. You know,
it was crazy. November 23rd, I was like, we have to do it. We have to. And, it was just really hard, right?
Oh,
You're super busy.
Hard. You're busy too. We're all busy. So, look, we're going to finish off on a light note.
Okay, I want to...
Right.
We got it. It's right here.
Yep.
What is the most annoying question a customer asks?
Oh, man, I think this is universal.
Okay.
I want a fence. End of story.
Wait.
I want a fence.
They want a fence?
Abe, I want a fence. I'm ringing you. I'm saying, Abe, A1.
Yeah.
Hey, I want a fence. Yeah. And you're like, what? What do you mean you want a fence? Like
a black fence, a blue fence, a big fence, a small fence?
Oh, I just want one of those. I want to wear. I can't see through my telephone to show you. And it is the most frustrating question I've ever experienced, because it's like, what? Like, you want a fence? So they think we're that stupid that we've got one fence.
But how do you cut through that?
You have to be patient, right? Then you got to sit down.
So, on my side, I find it most effective that you do not give the customer what they want, unless they pay you a lot of money. You don't give them what they want. You give them what they need. And that's going to get you far. Because, it serves a purpose. What? Okay. What purpose can a fence serve? I got a better question. If you were a fence...
We were trying to wrap it up, man, and you're...
if you
that
were
wasn't
fence,
PG,
sorry,
by the way.
I apologize. You're my friend. High five. Anyways, okay. So if you were a fence, what type of fence would you be?
So, from that question,
It's
even
a dumb
myself,
question. Super dumb.
were like, that's really the most annoying question we get in the fencing industry. From clients, from...
Okay, no, the other question. Not if you were a fence. This is
No,
weird...
so from that has come... We are going to ask every guest that comes on. Everybody has to answer these questions.
Wait. Can we make a fence questionnaire?
No, I'm not very good.
Okay.
You got crayons or...
We're going to... Yeah, crayons.
Yeah, crayons.
Okay, so if we make this, can we... We're going to ask everybody this, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay, Sasha, put it to you. If you were a fence today, what type of fence would you be?
The most expensive fence.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Can I give my...
Can you...
Yeah.
So if
No,
you
I
were
was
to be a
waiting for you to
fence...
ask.
Sorry, my bad. We meant to be bantering.
Yeah.
So if you were a fence, what fence would you be?
What do you need?
See, that is so
see?
you. See? Yep.
Because at the end of the day, we're here to serve. We're a service industry.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, it's true.
I mean, we can pretend...
See how he
we're
doesn't answer the
commodities.
question, though?
Oh, yeah.
Answer the
you go
question.
around. Okay, if I was a fence... You didn't answer it either.
I know,
Anyways,
but I got away with it, right?
okay,
Because of my accent.
So, yeah. If I was a fence, think of a barbed wire fence because I'm sort of a no, I'm just kidding.
Dude, that's nasty, man.
No. If I was a fence, I'd be chain link. Reason why?
Oh, come on.
Let's
hear this
I'm going
one.
to give you a vanilla, but here's the thing. Chain link serves a universal, need. It's easy. There's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of steel inside of it, which makes it cheaper. The more steel in a fence, cheaper. Remember, we meet the customer where they're at. And if we do that, we're going to be nothing but better. The customer's going to thank us, and we can build value engineering into it and maybe make a little bit more
Not on
margin.
chain link, people. Not on chain link.
Oh, hey, let's go 1-inch mesh. Let's go 3/8.
Let's go mini mesh.
Hey, no, mini's where the money's at.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go.
Okay, so chain link.
Call Swan.
That I didn't think you would say chain link.
Well, because at the end of the day, when you think of fence, I think of chain link. I don't think of agricultural fence. I don't think of barbed wire fence. Okay, Australia has the longest 3,500 miles of fence, so I
The
understand
dingo
that.
fence, yeah.
The dingo.
And dingo. Hey.
But chain link, what do they make tent fences out of? What, at the end of the day, when you think of fence, you close your eyes, you think of fence, what fence pops in your head? Well, Mr. Ornamental over here. But, okay.
So, look, I have...
No.
And look...
What fence are you?
So...
What fence are you?
Look, we've been going on for 5 minutes now based on and we're going to ask every guest. That's the first question we're going to ask him. And the reason is I came into the industry later on in my background is construction. So for me, it was iron. I love iron. I love the
if you were a fence, you'd be
100%.
ornamental iron.
100%. And I would be...
Why?
Because I believe it's clean looking, it's an attractive fence, and it's not the cheapest fence out there. Yet I believe that it's more secure. Again, I believe fencing has security. It needs to also look good, and that's why I love iron. It's a clean looking fence, and from an install perspective, because no pun intended, have a drink. I was on both sides of the fence. I got to experience the install side. And what I learned was that chain link is not just that simple. And it is a dying art to put that up. Where iron, it's pretty simple, right? For my pea brain, it's a rectangle, 8 foot on center. You're either welding it or you're putting brackets.
I can show you some ornamental
Yeah, we're not
iron
going
that
there.
is just crazy.
Yeah. And that's another thing. You can make iron.
ASTM standards.
So look, if you ask me honestly, because everyone wants to go, they've probably had enough of listening to us, but
Oh, they've already clicked off.
So my fence
this is just
iron.
for me and you.
Yeah, ornamental is my baby. That's what I love. If I was a fence, that's a fence that I'd be.
Got you. So, how often are we going to do this?
I don't know. How often do we get let out of our cage? I don't know. Good question.
So I want to start off strong. Can we bring this on a weekly just for a minute?
I think so. We're gonna try. Let's try it for sure.
Okay. So if you guys really want to see us, we're gonna go ahead and put out a little bit of. It's not called product when you're doing podcasts. What is it?
I'm a fencing guy. I don't know what he's talking about.
I have no idea what's going on. We're gonna give you content.
Oh,
We're gonna give you content because it's gonna keep you engaged. I'm gonna get a lot of LinkedIn stuff and blah blah blah. Come visit my page. Come visit Sasha's page, and thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. And we hope we brought value to you. And is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm really well. See, I said no, dude. That's a loaded question for an Aussie. No, I think I'm excited. It's really something that I'm passionate, and I'm really excited to see what me and this clown have been talking about for 8 months, just privately, that we want to share, and
Oh,
I
we've
want to
known
share.
each other for a little bit more than 8, right?
Yeah, we've known each other for a fair few years, and then I think that's what I'm excited about. So that's why I'm really glad I'm doing it with you. No pun intended. Have a drink, and we're going to get 2 sides of the fence, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
I like it.
Till next week.
All right. See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.